Hey, welcome back to my new video. This is Easy Tutorials, and for those of you who are the first time in this channel, please consider subscribing. Today we'll be creating this. Before we start, I'd like to invite you to support me on Patreon. You can also get access to all my premium content. In this tutorial we'll be using the Easy Tools script, which is free to download. So let's start. Import the files you need into After Effects. You can download the project files and the templates separately. This way you will be able to create this amazing logo reveal, even if you don't want to download my template. You can find both links in the description. Create a new composition and name it, Plexus Logo Reveal. I'm using a Full HD 1080 pixels preset, with 30 frames per second, and 12 seconds long. Create a new black solid, and name it, Background. Apply the gradient ramp effect to it. Change this value to 540. This one to 1250. The ramp scatter to 275. Change the first color to this shade of blue. And the second one to this one. Then, change the ramp shape to radial ramp. Bring the logo into your composition, pre-compose it, and name the new composition, Logo. If you have a single color logo, like in this example, apply the fill effect to it, else, ignore this step. Change the tint color to this shade of blue. Search for CC Radial Fast Blur, and apply it to your composition. Move to 1 second and 18 frames, create a keyframe on the amount, and change its value to 55. Move to 4 seconds and 6 frames, and change the value to 0. Reveal the keyframes, select them, and ease them. Then, open the graph editor, and change the curve like this. Open the scale options, move to the first frame, create a keyframe here, and change the scale values to 0%. Move to 1 second and 26 frames, and change the values to 117%. Open the opacity property, move to the first frame, change the value to 0%, and create a keyframe here. Move to 2 seconds and 25 frames, and change the opacity back to 100%. Change the start time of this layer to this point. Select the horizontal type tool, and start writing your tagline around here. Align it horizontally to the center. Open its options, click on Animate, and select Opacity from the list. Set the opacity to 0%. Open the Range Selector 1. Move to the first frame, create a keyframe on Offset, and change its value to -100%. Move 2 seconds forward, and change the value to +100. Open the Advanced menu, change Shape to Ramp Up, and the Ease High value to 100%. Pre-compose your text layer, and name the new composition, Tagline. Move to 4 seconds and 22 frames, and change its start time. Create a new null object. Rename it, Scale Up. Move to 2 seconds and 25 frames, and change its start point. Open the scale options and create a keyframe here. Then move to the last frame, and change the scale values to 150%. Move back to 2 seconds and 25 frames. Select the logo, and the tagline layers, and parent them to the scale-up layer. Bring the Plexus file into your composition, pre-compose it, and name the new comp, Plexus. Open the opacity, and change the value to 50%. Open the rotation, and change the angle to 175 degrees. Then open the scale, and change its values to 145%. Apply the glow effect to your Plexus layer. Change the radius to 6, and the intensity to 0.2. Apply another glow effect. Change the threshold to 37.3%. The radius to 141. Switch glow colors to A and B colors. And change the color A to this shade of blue. Apply the tint effect. And change the second color to this shade of gray. Apply the fast blur effect, and change the blurriness to 0.2, and select the Repeat Edge Pixels box. Search for color balance, and apply it. Change the shadow red balance to -100. The shadow green to 49. The shadow blue to 95. The midtone red to -100. The midtone green to -30. The midtone blue to -2. The highlight red balance to 1. The highlight green to -6. And the highlight blue to 42. Apply a new glow effect to your layer. Change the radius to 33, and the intensity to 0.4. Search for curves, and apply it. Switch channel to alpha. And drag this line like this. Apply another fast blur effect. Change the blurriness to 5. And select the Repeat Edge Pixels box. Change the blending mode to Add. Duplicate the Plexus layer. On the new layer, select the last fast blur and the curves effects, and delete them. Open the opacity, and change it to 100%. Open the rotation, and change its angle to 0 degrees. Open the scale, move to 19 frames. Create a keyframe, and change the values to 22%. Then, move to 4 seconds and 28 frames, and change the scale values to 100%. Bring the particle file into your Plexus logo reveal composition. Pre-compose it, and name the new particles. Open the scale options, and change the values to 112%. Select the top Plexus layer. Open the Effect Controls panel, copy all the effects from this layer, select again the Particles layer, and paste them here. Search for Hue and Saturation, and apply it to your layer. Change the master hue angle to 32 degrees. Change its blending mode to Screen. Duplicate the Particles layer. On the new layer, open the Hue and Saturation effect, and change the master hue angle to 79 degrees, to give it this nice purple shade. Search for CC Radial Fast Blur, and apply it. Move to around 8 seconds. Select both particle layers, and the bottom Plexus layer, and parent them to the top Plexus layer. Bring the Optical Flare file into your composition. Change its blending mode to Add. Search for Curves and apply it. Select the red channel, and change its curve like this. Select the blue channel, and drag its line like this. And select the green channel, and drag its curve a little more like this. Bring the Glitters file into your composition, and change its blending mode to Add. Create a new adjustment layer, and rename it Contrast. Apply the Curves effect to it, and change the RGB curve like this. Create a new black solid, and name it Noise. Search for Fractal Noise, and apply it. Open the Transform menu, and change the scale value to 1. Open the Opacity, and change its value to 9%. And change the blending mode to Multiply. Create a new black solid, and name it Fader. Move to the 11th second. Open the Opacity options, create a keyframe, change the value to 0%. Then, move to the last frame, and change the value to 100%. Bring the sound effects file into your Plexus logo reveal comp, and you are done. Let's check the final result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to create a Plexus logo reveal animation in After Effects. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and comment. It would be great to know your opinions on my tutorials. Also, you can make requests for new tutorials on interesting effects or animations that you would like to learn. See you soon.